Hey guys, welcome back to Formula Pod. New beginnings, new year, new season. We have so much going on this Feb with the intro of the cars for 2024, as well as a transfer. So we saw that this is the season of transfers for football, but the biggest transfer happened this year in Formula One, and I'm sure you guys can agree with that. This was not something that me or the team expected, but it has happened, and we have to talk about it, break it down, see how we feel, and let's get into the feelings and discuss what would happen next. What is next for Mercedes? What is next for Ferrari? And what is next for the team?
Well, the fun fact is what's going on for Ferrari is like that's a confirmed thing.
Uh-huh.
What's
Yeah.
happening for Mercedes is the big question.
Yeah.
Is I'm going to state like a proper fact here. So with with the news of Lewis Hamilton going in, Ferrari's stocks actually gained like if I'm not wrong, 7 or 17 billion dollar valuation.
Holy, are you serious? That's a
Yeah.
huge amount.
Well, Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One team is valued $2.5 billion. It's just because they got like so much airtime because of Lewis.
Yeah,
So that's why their valuation went a lot higher.
this is hitting each and every single thing. It's not just affecting like Formula One, but it's affecting everything that goes on. It's huge. And this is not something that you really expected. There were talks about it. I think it was Monaco last year
Yes.
about Lewis possibly getting a contract with Ferrari, but that was immediately shut down. So all of a sudden, seeing this in the beginning of before the year starts, they literally started February off with a banger. And honestly, I was in depression the first 2 days, and I'm slowly recovering from it. But you guys actually being Mercedes fans, Lewis Hamilton fans, it probably might have affected you guys more than it would have affected me. Mihir, what are your thoughts on it? What do you feel about it?
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back doing this podcast. Obviously, new season, new teams, new drama, new Formula Pod. Right? Everything is the same, obviously, but we have our own perspectives now. With the whole change of Lewis, obviously being a Ferrari boy, as a team who I dearly support, Mercedes, AMG Petronas, it was devastating, especially at 9 a.m. UK time when I woke up and I see like 16 messages from 16 different people
Mhm.
saying it's a done deal, me. Lewis is going to Ferrari, and I was like, oh, they're taking a piss out of me. They're clearly not.
Yeah.
Then I opened BBC Sport and just to confirm it because obviously BBC Sport is legit.
Yeah.
And then it took me at least few hours to process the fact that he's moving to a new team overall, and I kind of get the perspective of why he did it.
Hmm.
I mean, he's been with McLaren, and then Mercedes for the longest of time. And obviously, McLaren was a part of Mercedes and still is. He's been there, and I think he really appreciates as being the only colored driver in the grid.
Yeah.
McLaren gave him a very good opportunity since the beginning of his career, where he was just, getting a hang of what Formula 4 is, and then he went up. It's a very big day for Formula One to see Lewis Hamilton, such a legendary driver, who's as if I'm wrong, please correct me, as big as Michael Schumacher and
You're
Senna.
absolutely right. Absolutely
Um,
right.
but my thought on this is very, very clear that, and even, I mean, I'm not a Ferrari fan, but every Formula One fan is a Ferrari fan. You
Yeah.
tell a kid to draw a Ferrari, you tell a kid to draw a Formula One car, it would be red.
Yeah.
And then I guess also Lewis Hamilton's almost near to retirement. So him going to Ferrari, maybe he was like, you know what, I'm going to retire I'm about to retire. Might as well
Yeah.
go to Ferrari.
Yeah.
Thoughts on me? I'm sad, but I'm okay with it. Might as well change my whole wardrobe because everything is Mercedes.
Is it
Uh,
red or are you switching to other teams?
uh, I'm just gonna answer this question with yes.
Okay, okay. So, like you said, Mihir, I mean, it's every kid's dream to drive or see red. I mean, even Lewis, when he had posted about it after what, a day and a half after the news came out, he said that and I quote, I feel incredibly fortunate after achieving things with Mercedes that I could only have dreamed of as a kid, that now I have the chance to fulfill another childhood dream, which is driving in Ferrari red. He has mentioned this before that Ferrari, he would love to drive a Ferrari, but in more recent years, he's been really vague about it. But now that it has happened, this is something that Lewis had talked about with Toto before because the most recent contract that he had signed was a short-term contract. So I think, and I'm gonna be a little bit legal here, being a lawyer. You kind of see him having a short-term contract as well as like a clause to exit while he can as a possibility that he would switch teams. And Ferrari is a big deal. We just have to take in the fact that he could possibly retire in Ferrari red like he's dreamed of as a kid. And from my perspective, I, as a non Mercedes fan, but a huge Lewis Hamilton fan, I was in absolute depression for like a day. I sat, didn't eat much, and I don't know why, it just affected me. But at the same time, I'm happy that he's doing what he wants to do, what he has dreamed about. And Mercedes have had a long-standing relationship with Lewis Hamilton and vice versa for over, correct me if I'm wrong, 14 years. So to just, it's helped him reach where he is right now, and he will always be grateful for that. I'm so sure of that. It's, I hope he has a good year this year as well as next year, finishing off on a high with Mercedes as well as starting off on the right foot with Ferrari. We just have to see what's going to happen there.
I'm actually gonna just continue from that. Actually, I want to say that I was just reading through a bit of news on Toto Wolff and his reaction to all this
Mhm.
and how he's taking up this. He said he has nothing against Lewis.
Yeah.
He, as a friend to him, he understands where he's coming from, and he is very devastated. And he says that the odds of Mercedes, AMG Mercedes, uh, being actually a competition for Red Bull are not as much.
Hmm.
Obviously, Red Bull being, again, the Red Bull, for the listeners who are listening, Red Bull started their research and development for 2024 this year. They started the development last in the beginning of this for this season.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys understand this. So in 2023, they were doing research for 2024 season.
Yeah.
So can you imagine they spent 1 year on research whilst always having the fact that they're going to be the fastest on the grid.
Yeah.
Now I can only imagine how the car would be for this season. Am I sounding confusing? I
No, no,
think
no. You're good. You're
yeah.
good. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
Toto has really made it a point that look, if I mean, it's we are racing with them,
Hmm.
but we won't be as quick as them. Which is I totally agree. As a Formula One fan and who admires the whole sport, I think Red Bull is taking different levels of Formula One, and I think it's going to a point where Red Bull is really pushing through the laws of physics, aerodynamic, and speed, while Mercedes is trying to reach their level of pinnacle.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Arjun, what do you think about the whole situation down here? I don't know. I'm I'm obviously sad. I just got a gift from someone. I got a Lewis Hamilton bobblehead.
Oh, the
Sorry,
time.
it's back, and I am devastated because it's just every time I wake up in the morning. Now I have two, and
Oh,
now I just don't know what to do with these two bobbleheads because
oh
Lewis
man.
is leaving. But
Painted red.
Arjun, let's hear
Or
it from you.
just
What do you think?
relive the memories.
Well, to be very honest, this is happening like afternoon for me over here in Dubai. Like I just took like a half day off from work and I'm just like going back and I'm seeing here's message on our common group
Yeah.
where like it's done deal and I'm like what's going on? And then I open Instagram, I'm seeing all the posts and I'm like holy crap, I'm not believing this thing.
Hmm.
I'm gonna wait from Mercedes, from Hamilton or from Ferrari to kind of give an official statement. In fact, as a matter of fact, I actually reached out to the PR of Mercedes down here in Dubai, and I
Hmm.
asked her, "What's the case?" She's just like, "It seems like a done deal," and I'm like, "Good gracious, let this not be true." And because for a person who is like, "Oh, Lewis going to Ferrari," it's like an April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But when Lewis moving teams based from history, that always makes noise. When Lewis moved from McLaren to the Mercedes, like he won a championship with McLaren
And then shifted.
and then shifted to Mercedes.
Yeah.
And with Lewis Hamilton again, first I was just like waiting on everything. I'm seeing the news. Sky Sports put like a special broadcast with what's
Hmm.
and I'm like, wow, this is getting really serious. And almost when people think, okay, it's a done deal, and it's not like rumors because this one, like, so much people are confirming that this is a done situation. I was like, what's going on? And then by evening, Mercedes comes up with a statement.
Yeah. So around 11 your time, about 7:30. I remember it was here, UK time 7:30.
Yeah, so around 11ish my time, I'm getting the news, and I'm like, okay, so this is a done situation. I'm just going to pretend like okay, it's a happened thing.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, I was like, Lewis is, I'll say, one of the drivers which I have nearly and dearly loved because of whatever he do. And again, he's the greatest driver of all time, like who can be basically sided with Michael Schumacher.
Hmm.
Like, and for me, like no other, again, like I like Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, agree. But then, for me as a hero, I keep Hamilton.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, like I was basically even yeah, in fact, that afternoon I was basically supposed to order from Neat Burger, like Hamilton's
But
burger chain, and
yeah.
I'm hearing this and I'm like, okay, I don't want anything.
Oh yeah. We all lost our appetite, man.
And trust me, like I can realize with me here going on radio silence for
Oh yeah.
almost 2 days. Until yesterday, I was super moody. I was like, oh man, this is like it is dominating all my social media.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
In fact, where I'm actually seeing some random food reel, my entire feed is filled with Hamilton. YouTube, instead of planes and like other things, I'm seeing Hamilton. So
Yeah.
from every angle, when I'm trying to not remember about it, I'm actually getting the same thing, just like slapped on my like. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it was the same. It was the same for me because like Mihir said, I woke up to the text that he had sent, and like the second I see that, I get like a string of notifications, and then I see it, and the first text that pops up is from me. It's like it's a done deal, and then I just moody the entire day. I kept updating myself, like what's going on. We heard that Toto had called for a meeting at 2 o'clock. I wasn't able to do anything. My friends pulled me out. I was closed off. I didn't talk to a single person the entire day. My friends pulled me out, and then I came back, and they were like, "You need to get this out of your head." So I went out, came back, and I came right around the time where they had held like the meeting at like 2 o'clock. I kept checking my phone every 2 minutes to see if there was an update from Mercedes. The fact that they stretched it from our time 9 a.m. to like 7:30 that the same night was like the longest 10 hours of my life. Just waiting for something to happen. I did not believe anything till I actually saw a statement from Mercedes. And even then, I still felt like, this is some joke. And like 2 days later, I'm still thinking, okay, something's going to happen. This is probably just for the week. They will change this back, and Lewis would be back. This is something that none of us expected, but it's happened. And I just hope that he does well.
So now that we have spoken about Lewis going to Ferrari, and it's unsettling, but also settling.
Yeah.
Arjun, my next question to you, obviously, and to the papaya girl, would be, what is the next game plan for Formula One now? In sense of, what do you think would happen? The predictions. So let me cut down the questions for you too,
Mm-hmm.
so we can interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
and two different sets of questions. So
All right, all right.
So let's start with Arjun, because I love Arjun more than anyone else in this world.
I am offended, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
All
anyway, okay. So the first question is, Arjun. Obviously, with the drama that happened,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think is the next potential driver for Mercedes?
Ooh.
Wow, that is a very, very, very tough question, because one thing is that with Lewis leaving Mercedes, it's like Formula One having an earthquake,
Wait.
because one driver, the other drivers are like, okay, there is a top team seat empty. And literally, I'll tell you this also, when this news comes in, I was basically watching DTS.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the metro on my way back home. I'm watching DTS, and I'm getting Mihir's notification. I'm like, man, I gotta stop this, and then like switch to YouTube, watching everything. So honestly, again, I am really, really, really doubting Fernando Alonso. I'll tell you why.
Huh.
Is Lewis has a huge vacuum which he will leave. And Fernando Alonso is someone, say, he has lived his life for getting young people into karting. In
Yeah.
fact, Fernando Alonso has a proper institute for that in Spain. So that one, no other driver. Again, with Max Verstappen, he's got what, Verstappen.com. It
Yeah.
really sounds like some e-commerce shopping, but it turns out to be like a racing team. But I, I personally feel Fernando Alonso, if say Aston Martin isn't getting their thing together, I would personally think it would be Fernando Alonso. But again, that this actually happened in a week where two young drivers got long-term contracts. So of course, Marinello saw Lewis coming in, so they wanted like, okay, Charles can actually be pushed by Mercedes, so we need to lock him in on a multi-year contract. And I'm pretty much sure Lando Norris also
Not
McLaren
not moving anytime soon, man. He's too happy
McLaren
there.
also got the same intent, the same what do you call, same kind of information. I don't know, because
Mm-hmm.
bigger seat, of course, in a junior driver that actually, I'll not even say junior, a young driver having a seat like Mercedes is basically privileged. But Lando
Mm-hmm.
Norris, I think he's one of the younger drivers who was consistent in just one team.
Yeah.
You look at Alex, George, Charles. Charles went from Alfa Romeo Sauber to Ferrari. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Alex Albon went from Toro Rosso to Red Bull to Williams.
Yeah.
George Russell went from Williams to Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there are two ways to this. Either you have a legend sitting in the car, and Fernando Alonso, I know, based on what I'm seeing, that guy he really would like to win.
Hmm.
In fact, if he does that, he's making a history for himself,
Yeah.
which in fact Max Verstappen also can't beat. Because I'm pretty sure by then he will leave Formula One. Because Max,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure what if he gets his racing team started and stuff, he will eventually phase out. Fernando Alonso is not that kind of a figure. At the age of 43, believe it's 43 or 44.
Yeah.
44.
44.
44. If he wins a world drivers championship at the age of 44, that is history.
Yeah.
Like he writes history along with Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost. So with all these people, he's writing a history. But Lewis, of course, like Lewis really wants to. He's already written the history. He just
Hmm.
wants to just amp it up by one number. And I'm pretty sure Lewis will be like, okay, I'm the greatest of all time. Beyond Michael Schumacher, you're good.
We slow it down.
Yeah. So personally, I feel it's either Fernando Alonso or or I will say Alex Albon.
Can I
Because
um
because he drove for a team, the biggest rival, and then he just like he has been showing what that Williams can do.
yeah.
If he got the right car, he's got the right mechanics, he will do the job.
Yeah.
So this is either Fernando Alonso or Alex Albon.
I'm gonna bounce off of that and I'm gonna say I feel like Albon would work. Albon would be personally my number one choice because you see how he's doing right now in Williams, and we've seen history where a Williams driver has been taken into Mercedes with Russell. It could potentially repeat itself, and Albon be taken into um, Mercedes, and giving in possibly Andrea Antonelli a seat in Williams because he's young, he's a good driver. You know, you never know what's going to happen there. There could be an opening for him next year.
Okay, me here.
Mir, what
It's
are
it's
your
very
thoughts?
it's very interesting that you said all that. Now that I'm trying to process what you just said, you may be right on that cycle. What are my thoughts on this question?
And what do you feel is going to happen?
Okay, I'm gonna cut it simple for you guys. I really think, obviously, what Arjun said, Alonso is gonna take up the seat. If not, there's obviously a reserve driver that is ready for, uh, Mercedes. No doubt that the big man George Russell is the big boy now. He is what Mercedes can proudly show off now,
Mm-hmm.
and I think George Russell has understood what Mercedes is capable of. Obviously, him driving in Williams before he came to Mercedes, he knows the core strengths of Mercedes and where they are and what they need to do in order to be. Well, I'm not going to say beat Red Bull, but be in close press, be in close rivalry with Red Bull. I think that's what I would like to say. Um, what would happen now? I really think that since Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, Carlos Sainz allegedly will go to Audi from what the speculations are going about. Alonso might be taking up, or Alex. I think Alex was not treated well in the Red Bull family.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, him starting with Red Bull Racing, they couldn't handle the whole pressure. Then he stepped down. Well, not stepped down, but he went to the sister company, which is AlphaTauri, right now called Cash App Racing. If that's
And
what it is.
that's
I think that's major funding that Red Bull needed,
yeah.
considering they're only focusing on Red Bull Racing rather than AlphaTauri. Even I mean, he's doing fine there as well. Like he was doing fine, but I guess he wasn't really comfortable with the Red Bull family, and then he obviously went to Williams, and now he's doing wonders. I just want to give a side note.
Mm-hmm.
I think driving a Red Bull car in the Red Bull family, you need this kind of attitude towards yourself, and I don't think Alex had that attitude towards driving a Red Bull. I mean, I see him driving in a Williams. I don't see him driving in a Mercedes for some reason. Um, Maybe that's because my eye is not really collaborated. Not collaborated. What's that word? I'll go with the simple word. My eyes are not comfortable with the whole, him wearing a Mercedes
Yeah.
vest and the uniform. But I think Daniel Ricciardo was he gives Red Bull vibes. You see that person and you go like, you know what? That's a Red Bull guy. He
Yeah.
has that fearless attitude towards him. Like, I know I'm the best. You don't tell me who am I.
He doesn't give a shit about anything,
Alex,
and it's amazing.
yeah, and that's the whole Red Bull point. Red Bull is all about I don't give two
Yeah.
flying craps. So I'm driving for Red Bull. I know I'm the god. I know I'm the best. My teammate, as much as I hate him, he's my teammate. And that's the kind of thing I want to see in 2025. I want to see Daniel Ricciardo in that seat. I don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
see Checo. I do not
Mm-mm.
like Checo. Checo gives me vanilla vibes.
I agree with you. I really want to see Daniel in that seat.
Arjun is very. I've seen a lot of facial expressions on Arjun's face, which
When
seems
you said
quite
when you
exciting. Arjun, please elaborate on your sexy facials when I said those comments.
Compliments me. Anything to say?
oh man, when you told vanilla, I was like, for a second, I just blanked out. For a second, I'm like, okay, what's
Oof.
happening here? Lewis Hamilton now with Ferrari in Maranello. It's everything is bellissimo. I
In
don't even know
Italian.
what that means, but yeah, he's got his thing now. He will do his things with Ferrari, and based on what I have heard within the Twitter space, it's just that Mercedes wasn't ready to give him a multi-year contract
Hmm.
and an ambassadorial role because that's what Lewis wanted to do.
Yeah.
To those who don't know, an ambassadorial role is like after racing, you still represent the brand. Okay, so this is something which, at the moment, F1 commentator David Coulthard still does. Even he was like an ex Red Bull driver, but now he's having an ambassadorial role. So Lewis wanted something like that, and based on what I heard, that was something which Mercedes wasn't ready to do. I don't know why. Because again, there are a lot of speculations on this. And again, for Lewis to kind of do that decision was actually I feel something is hidden in this of
Yeah.
Hamilton leaving out. Something feels hidden. But then I heard that okay, Ferrari was ready to do this. And Ferrari told you can do your initiatives with us. We will when you're doing it with Ferrari, it echoes even further.
Mm. Yeah.
So
With all its history and everything. What do you think?
Honestly, I honestly feel like it's gonna Lewis being the only colored driver on the grid and Ferrari accepting the fact that he's colored.
Hmm.
I think that's a huge step for diversity. And I mean, when was the last time we saw a colored driver? Which was no, there was an Indian driver who used to
Yeah.
drive for Sahara.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's a very new concept for Ferrari, obviously, and Lewis brings a lot on Ferrari's table because he will not only bring his expertise and experience from a leading team, Mercedes, but he would also help them guide what a Formula One car should be.
Yeah.
Because obviously, for the past few years, we have understood and realized that Ferrari does not have the greatest strategy, but they have really good drivers that are
That's
very
fair.
capable of winning in those cars. But the strategy, and I really hope that Ferrari understands and respects Lewis's time, his energy, his the concept of what he wants, his vision of what he wants to bring to Ferrari. And I hope they're on the same level to really produce something that Lewis wants, because at this point, after seeing Ferrari's results for the past 3 to 4 years, I mean, there has been ups and downs,
Yeah.
but I can only count the downs more than the ups, and that's concerning.
So, what do you feel would happen in 2025 with the driver pairing of Leclerc as well as Hamilton?
I think no one can answer this question from what I've understood. We really have to see what Ferrari, well, all the teams bring on the table for 2024,
Yeah.
and maybe midway through the season we can not predict, but we can analyze what would go in 2025. But from what I've understood from right now, I'm seeing the few testing seasons, I think Ferrari is doing pretty well. I think McLaren, we need to talk about McLaren. I think McLaren is their marketing is on point. I think they're bringing the hype up. But I really
Yeah.
hope that hype does not mean they're compensating for the fact that the car's going to be slow. Marketing
I
is one thing,
yeah.
but to understand the whole concept of marketing as a marketing student, when you really market something, sometimes it's really good. Sometimes they just want to market it because they want some type of funding or brands. So them pushing themselves out in this way could mean multiple things.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
now that I have a very soft corner for McLaren now, not because I wear McLaren, it's because I respect McLaren as a team. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, see, I agree with you because if anyone sees Drive to Survive season one, that
Hmm.
McLaren car basically didn't have any of the big sponsors.
Nothing. Nothing.
Versus right now, you've got
Chrome.
CNC, you've got DP World, you've got Google, you got these big names, kind of
Yeah.
them in. Like I remember DP World basically used to sponsor Renault, like the current Alpine. Back then they were called Renault F1 team. But seeing that right now, like that guy kind of turned it around. Again, when more funding is there, of course, more success comes onto the team.
Yeah.
So I personally like. I will say, okay, Ferrari is doing their set of marketing, but I feel McLaren has gone to the most aggressive point
Oh yeah.
of doing this set of marketing.
Yeah. Every single time I get a notification that McLaren's posted something or there's some news on it, I get really excited when I see it. And just to see how I don't have words for how the this thing was, when they showed the car off. Oh, it was sublime. Oh, finding new words. But just seeing how beautiful the car is and seeing that little bit of chrome, knowing that that's what gave them their push of good luck in Silverstone, is makes me happy for what could happen in 2024. The way McLaren ended last season on a high, I hope that carries over to this year so that, it continues on and pushes them one step further higher.
I
And
I I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off here. Okay. Now, one question I want to ask both of you, right? It's a very short question, short answer. Do
ask
you
away.
think luck and Formula One go together?
Hell no.
It depends. It depends. I'm going to give a very lawyer answer. It depends.
I'll tell you, it's not like luck. I'll just say like there's a 10% chances only on luck.
I think there's absolutely luck when it comes to Formula One.
Yeah.
I really think there's luck, and the reason why is because who in the right mind would think Lewis would leave and there's an empty seat at Mercedes? That's one. Number two, who would think that Audi would come that by luck? That's crazy, right? Number
Just in
three,
time, about half the
I
grand.
think Michael Schumacher had a massive luck when he was driving in 1966 when 7 Up, that time Benetton, had an open seat, and Benetton called and said we need a driver, and by luck it was Michael Schumacher available, and then he got qualifying in that in that race. How do I know this? Because I saw the Michael Schumacher documentary a few days ago,
Oh
and
yeah, that's a beautiful one.
that was one. Next thing, it would be Lando Norris getting an opportunity with so many drivers in F4 to F2 getting a chance in F1. It the weather conditions, how the other drivers react. There's a lot of choosing which cannot be done through AI or anything. In this world of AI, where everything can be AI generated, I feel like in Formula One, it's about money, it's about respect, it's about how you portray yourself outside.
Yeah.
One single word can change your world. And I think luck comes here because if you don't have the right words, you're not you're not lucky. You're kind of fucky. You're gonna get out of here.
How, how beautifully put about that.
I'm in a weird mood, guys. I'm so excited for this.
Ah,
I'm so excited for this season. You have no clue.
No, guys,
oh
like
yeah.
all of us actually say if you have seen videos, it's just that Mihir decided to blur his face today just because he just really don't want to show his expressions. Like I told, like, dude, like you, but then I respect that because he's not. I don't feel like he's in a good state after this entire move, and also to kind of add the fuel to the fire. It's also expected that Peter Bonington, Hamilton's race engineer, has also been extended the invite to join Ferrari
Mm.
because definitely it's not like Ferrari guys know what hammer time is.
Oh yeah, no. We've seen videos. We've seen the videos. We've
Like
seen the memes.
I've seen all the phrases what Hamilton would say being translated to Italian, and I'm like, come on, this is not going to be the case.
Mhm.
But yeah, at least I know one fact for sure because Ferrari has poached people from Mercedes 25, so I know there are like some Mercedes blood coming in.
With the biggest one being Lewis Hamilton.
Well, yeah, he's the biggest fish in the pond.
Yeah.
But
It'll be an interesting year, 2025.
2025, the final
I
year before
feel like
engine regulations change.
I feel like the entire thing with half the grid's contracts ending and Lewis leaving, it would topple. There would be what I think is there could be a huge change. I don't know if
I'm
that's
not
what you
even
both
going to
feel as
say
well.
change. It's a seismic shock which comes into the grid.
Oh yeah, Lewis shifting to Ferrari is the equivalence of, I mean, I'll say it in my terms because I don't watch football much, but in music terms, Zayn Malik leaving One Direction. It's huge. It's not something you expect. It's definitely not something that anybody expected with Lewis having a very long-term standing relationship with Mercedes.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we have talked a lot about Lewis Hamilton leaving Ferrari. I need to talk about one of the car launches which just happened 2 days back.
Ooh, yeah,
Haas,
we should get into that.
whom here describes as plastic. They are basically made out of plastic. Haas.
This is very short.
I am. When did I say that? I never said that Haas looks like plastic. I just said Haas is a piece of shit. A great car. It's a great car. It's an American-made car. I can just see. I can just like whenever I think of
I,
Haas, I'm just like,
I
yep.
can
There's
see.
gonna be AK-47s with a fat guy with like McDonald's sponsored shirt, and he goes like, "Hell yeah, America!"
Wow. 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 Bro, I actually saved your ass over there, but you just kind of pulled it, dragged yourself into the fire, so
You see, he's in the mood. I'm just.
No, I'm just
the man is actually like just being like
okay. But like,
screw it.
jokes apart, Arjun, what do you think of Haas's launch? Go.
Well, see, I felt it was way too silent. Like when you see Williams, when you see Stake F1 team, it was completely hyped.
Oh yeah. Stakes was hyped.
Steak. I'm seeing steak in Williams again, hyping it up. Williams, as a matter of fact, may even change their logo. That much I know. Yeah, so they're gonna go with a new visual branding. But anyways, come
Whoa.
us.
Okay.
It was a bit of a silent launch because they were the last people to kind of announce their launch date, and that was
Mm-hmm.
the first launch happening. Because I
Yeah.
remember last year they just launched it out of the blue. This year, McLaren just launched their livery out of the blue.
Which was so cool, honestly. I loved it.
But again,
Can I?
we're only talking that when McLaren launches the car. We want to see that.
Done.
We're only talking that. But anyways, looking for first hand impressions, I'm like, this sometimes this for like it's like when Mercedes was powerful, all cars started look kind of using Mercedes looking aerodynamics and stuff, right? I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is more like this looks a lot like Red Bull.
Yeah,
In
that was the first thing you told me.
that
I
was
What made you
really.
say that? I'm so sorry. 1 second. What made you say that, Arjun?
well, see, in terms of the design and stuff, like you've got those side inlets which are like like the first RB, I think like the RB18 or the RB19 with those long side inlets. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like I personally, when I'm seeing that, I'm like, this is basically Red Bull design. This is like, and like you've got those side pods kind of going in that flowy direction. I'm like, this is basically Red Bull, like the initial Red Bull before it has gone through multiple stages of advancements. That's what I feel. But
Mm-hmm.
you guys won.
I mean, Arjun, I think you said it in a very detailed and perfect manner. I'm just gonna. Vish, do you want to say something before I
Oh
continue?
my god, he called you Wish instead of Papaya, girl. God.
Are we good?
Yeah, we good. I did a little
Do
bit
we?
of.
All right,
Mm,
shoot it, shoot it, shoot it.
yeah,
Asking, are we good? I should have asked, are you good?
yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine.
But answering your question, I think I liked the car because it looked like a Red Bull.
No, other
It
than the no. Say, tell us something different. Like, don't. Arjun said it looks like a Red Bull. What do you think? Like like, let's just say you saw this car for the first time. What are your thoughts?
it
Initial.
looked
Three,
good.
2, 1, go. Like, no, it
It
has to be like something that is like an
In terms of,
adjective or like a verb.
okay, let's say in terms of the livery, how did you feel the livery is like?
it was nice. I like the new touches, but the only thing is, I don't think it's gonna be a fast car.
But how can you tell through
I don't know.
livery?
I don't think leave the livery, but I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna be a fast car. Well,
Okay.
that's what they've told as well. It's not gonna be as fast in the beginning, but we just
Now
have to
that's not
see.
No,
now
yeah,
that's not
we
new
saw that
information.
interview.
That's not new information. That's a
I have
very
I really don't know, honestly.
No, that was I mean, obviously, he did say that the team principal for Haas. He did claim that if you're expecting to be this year's car quick, please don't. I don't think it will be coming anytime in the mid grade as well. He said we'll be in the lower grades.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
mean,
this guy is pulling off like a McLaren launch. Last year he was
no.
McLaren last year said they will not be in the front of the pack at the early stages of the races. And they were not until Austria.
But
So
uh,
I'm kind of feeling something is kind of coming up.
No, Arjun, as look for McLaren, you can talk about McLaren because McLaren has a facility. They have a wind turbine institute. His, they have history. McLaren has a lot of McLaren. Okay, first of all, cut this off, please. But I think McLaren produces cars. They produce supercars. They have a really good infrastructure. They have Formula One teams working day and night. They they use the same tech for their production cars as and Formula One cars. So they have a team working 365 days, 24x7. Haas doesn't have that facility. Haas, they do. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to compare it with McLaren, where they have such a vast advantage. So I don't think you should compare what they say and what Haas says. Haas has no means of pulling up a McLaren because their funding is not as great as McLaren, nor their name or their engine.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. You may be right, Arjun, and I
Oh,
hope you are right.
We just
But
have to see. I mean, with Gunther Steiner leaving and us having a new face, a new name, we just have to see what happens.
you know what's very
Maybe.
surprising to me? The most surprising thing about Haas is I was looking through sponsorships, and oh my god, I
but
am super shocked that yeah, I mean they've got so many sponsors, and it's MoneyGram, obviously MoneyGram being the most, MoneyGram. Look at me, like it's huge.
yeah, but
Obviously they have
being
they have Pirelli.
like I think like a foreign currency exchange platform,
Yeah,
MoneyGram.
Mhm.
fair enough. I mean, they're taking a leap of faith with them, but okay. Because I mean, that's kind of smart as well. Because everyone looks at the back of the grid, no?
It's a marketing technique. That's like
Yeah,
how Cronus became popular.
for sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense because
Yeah.
everyone looks at the back of the grid, saying, "Oh, who came last? Oh, Haas came last."
I think it's pretty much which Visa, Cash, RB, Cash App, and Visa being popular now. Because
Pirelli is on it as well. I mean,
Pirelli
that's a given.
Pirelli partners with everyone because it's Pirelli tires
The
going in.
tires, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's very prominent. You know what? Three brands that caught my attention, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I know.
Do I see Chipotle
Number
on there?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I
What?
that
What?
is crazy. How
What?
yeah, exactly that freaked me out. I was like, wait, that's a fast food chain. So
What
where?
is that?
So I'm thinking, where the hell is McDonald's, KFC, Domino's, and Pizza Hut? Because
God.
those four, the big four, aren't there. Chipotle, what the heck? I was like, who the hell gave
What?
them?
You need to take in the fact that Haas is a US brand and Chipotle is what people live and breathe there.
No, yeah. So is McDonald's. I mean, damn, bro. What
But
is happening, Haas? Are you open to Arjun, next season,
was it there last
let's
year?
put Formula Pod there as well. Might as well.
Might as well. What was
Please do
were
my.
they there last year as well?
Yep, they were.
No, they
They were.
won't. It's Chipotle is
They were, but
making money.
they weren't. The branding wasn't.
Enough to sponsor a Formula One team, that's huge.
Wait one
Steiner,
thing. Yes, Arjun.
where
Wait, wait,
went
wait,
you go
wait.
wrong?
Shut up, Vish. Okay, can I hear Arjun?
No. So I was just saying, last year the branding wasn't a lot more prominent, but Chipotle has been with them, I believe, like for the past season, because I know it was Chipotle, Palm Angels, and Oakberry actually coming in.
Mhm.
Palm Angels, of course, like that also was a surprise. Like Palm Angels announced like during Abu Dhabi Grand Prix that they're partnering up with us. But then I was like, okay, if that's the case, Palm Angels must create like a Haas special edition T-shirt or like apparel wear. But that never happened.
Which I haven't seen as a fashion enthusiast. I have not seen
All right.
anything Palm Angel Haas related, and I
I-
don't think they should because Haas is looked down upon.
all right.
But again, I'm not Palm Angel marketing executive. I am just marketing student. So I don't know what to give suggestions. The US flag, fair enough. Yeah, US flag it is. I guess they need to market that US flag, and that's devastating. I don't know why. But is there anything else? Okay? So play and go. I think Arjun, I'm not familiar with that. Are you familiar with
I'm
play
not.
and
I'm
go?
not. I'm not familiar with Play and Go as well.
Let's check that out right now. Play and go.
Let's
Oh
see.
boy.
Play and Go.
Internet
Mm-hmm.
company, gaming entertainment supplier.
Yeah, it's a casino, online gaming. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're
Play and
supplying
go.
entertainment to the casino industry.
Yeah, fair. Okay, I think that's yeah. I mean, I was like, okay. I thought from their color scheme and font, I thought it was a supermarket where you pay and go.
It's not pay and go, it's play and go. You
Yeah, okay,
play
okay,
and
okay.
get the hell
Play
out.
and okay. Might as well
Uh,
name it Magic Planet. You play and you go. I'm so sorry. Man.
Well, that's a problem. Magic Plant hasn't been sponsoring, so I think
I
and
think they should.
you
I
know what, me talking about Chipotle as well. Oakberry is also a food company of sorts, superfood. So they have a pattern going on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm pretty sure Haas doesn't have funding for food, so they have these food brands to provide them food in these races. That's
Yeah,
exactly what it is.
well,
Imagine
interesting
the
stuff.
helmet is having. Just imagine the helmet just having like a big Chipotle like logo on the back, and they're driving. So
no, it
nice.
doesn't even need to be like that big. Even like on the visor, there's that sticker coming in, right? On the visor,
Uh-huh.
Chipotle. Will be interesting.
Ooh,
No, I don't think they'll have that. I think they'll have a Palm Angel.
Well, we gotta see.
could be.
Let's
Anyways,
see.
guys, I believe um like since Vishruti didn't end it in, I'm gonna wrap it up from here. Thank
Go
you so
ahead.
thank you so much for tuning on to another episode. And like apologies for my voice because I have been um advised to be taking like voice rest. That's why Vishruti kicked off the show today. So thank you so much, and yeah, until next time, which we'll be talking all about liveries. See you guys, and yeah, goodbye.